everybody, and welcome to MYsocial's final digital festival. Yes, this is our finale show. Can you believe we've been doing this for 7 weeks? What an amazing run it's been. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been our pleasure to have you. As you may know, my name is Alex and I am MYsocial's digital event coordinator and your host for this evening. Yes, this is the final digital festival I will be hosting, sad, but MYsocial's online events program will be continuing, so that's good news. And just for any new faces that are joining us for the first time this evening, MYsocial is a community brought to you by Age UK Lambeth. We are here to bring people together, to develop lasting friendships and to try new things in the London Borough of Lambeth. We are a membership programme open to adults of any age, and we usually do this via a calendar of events and local meetups. But as 2020 has not allowed us to be together, unfortunately, we have gone online and we're hosting all of our events on Zoom, which are all currently free for members. As usual, you can check out our full calendar of events and sign up to become a MYsocial member on our website, www.mysocial.london. So for tonight's show, again, we have something completely different to what we usually have, with his unbelievable one-man comedy impression show, An Audience with the Stars. We welcome Christopher G. Hi,
Thank
Chris.
you very much indeed. Hello. I'll turn this off here. Hello, Alex. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you doing?
Age UK Lambeth. I know you can't answer back, but if you are joining us, a very, very warm welcome. Lovely to be here, and hopefully you're going to enjoy yourself for the next half hour.
Yes, I'm very excited. So you're going to be performing live for us in the next half hour.
Performing live.
Yes, and then we're going to have, and at the end we're going to have a Q&A, which we are inviting some of our members in as well. They're all currently waiting backstage in the technical backstage world. So they have some questions for Chris, and if any viewers out there have some questions as well, please do write them in the comment section, and we can get round to them. So yes, are you ready, Chris?
I'm ready. We're ready to go.
Perfect. Over to you. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, I think we should start off with a little bit of a song. So I've just got to nip and do my reverb. And a little song that goes something like this. Do you recognize it? Now I am an impressionist, watch TV every night. Some people think my voice is good, I try to do them right. Now I am gonna do for you some people that you know. Sit back, relax, laugh a while, and enjoy the show. Oh, I wanna be like you, yeah. I wanna walk like you, talk like you. If you say it's true, it's a bad luck, baby. Count out to be someone like you. Well, a very good evening, and it is so lovely to be here. And it's a very strange times for us entertainers, and I'm sure that you watch the news and you've seen all the terrible things with the cruise business. And a lot of my work, I used to work on cruise ships, and of course that's just not happening at the moment. People used to always say to me, where's my favourite cruise ship? And I used to love going in and out of Liverpool, because to me, Liverpool people, they very much like Londoners. They've got and Londoners and Liverpool people do get on well, very, very well, because of the docks. But Liverpool people have got this wonderful sense of humour. Best example, bloke from Liverpool is driving through Wales, gets done by the Welsh police for speeding. Big Welsh policeman goes up and says, "All right, little boy, where are you going to?" He goes, "I'm on the way to a lecture." He goes, "Oh, come on, it's 3:30 in the morning." He says, "You don't know my wife, do you?" There's two blokes from Liverpool driving from Liverpool to Manchester. And as they get into Manchester, Manchester police car stops them. Well, out comes this Manchester policeman, goes up to the car, taps on the window. One of the blokes winds the window down. It's an old car. All right, yeah, what's a caring, officer? And the Manchester policeman, he goes, right, he says, we're looking for 2 Scouse bank robbers. And the next thing, the window goes back up. And the policeman sees these 2 arguing in the front seat. Well, a minute later, the window comes back down. One of the blokes leans out the window and says, all right, we'll do it. My wife wanted to go to Liverpool to go to a faith healing demonstration. And I took her, I took her and I didn't really know what to expect. And Paula Grady was the combat. I said, do you watch Paula Grady? For the love of dogs, I wouldn't cry, People say to me, Paul, what sort of dog have you got? I said, I've got a very unusual dog. It's a UK border collie, lets anybody in. And I was walking my dog down the canal one time, right? Come on. And I saw this bloke and he was fishing. And I said, yeah, right. He goes, yeah. I said, yeah, you been fishing? He goes, yeah, I know. I said, you're doing well? He goes, yeah, I know. I said, you got a bucket of fish there? He goes, yeah, I know. I said, what are you using for bait? He said, licorice. Licorice. I said, what sort of fish you catching? He said, all sorts. All sorts. That's a cracker. He said, where to tell him? Anyway, this faithing demonstration I mentioned. Paula Grady introduces this man. Sadly, he recently passed away. Derek Okora. Would you please welcome Derek Okora? Now, let me just explain. If you don't know who Derek Okora is, he's one of these people who can talk to people supposedly on the other side. So he starts, right? Okay, thanks, Sam. Right. I'm drawn to this side of the room over here. I've got the name Susan coming through. The name Susan or Suzanne. The name Susan or Jack. On yours, close. He's doing this faith healing demonstration, and then this young Liverpool lad gets out the audience and stands on the stage next to him. And the young Liverpool lad goes, excuse me, I wonder, would you pray for my hearing? Brothers and sisters, this man has stood up on the stage and he's asked me to help pray for his hearing. Everybody give me an hallelujah. And the audience went, hallelujah. Everybody give me an oh yeah. And the audience went, oh yeah. So I'm going to place my hand on your head. I'm now praying for your hearing. I'm now praying for... This goes on for 3 hours. At the end of 3 hours, he turns around and says, how is your hearing now, my son? He goes, I don't know. My hearing's not till Wednesday. Now, if you do impressions, and hopefully, I don't know if you like impressions, hopefully you do, but it's very important, I suppose, that you try and do up-to-date people. And, of course, politics has never been out of the news, and especially one man, which he just makes it his business to always be in the news, and what he says is sometimes absolutely outrageous. But he is here for Age UK Lambeth. In fact, we've got a little bit of a special music for him, which I think we should play, and it goes like this. Age UK Lambeth, it's fantastic. Fantastic to be here tonight on your show, live, well, nearly live. A lot of people have been making allegations against me, the Donald, and I want to say to these alligators, they've said things which are not very nice. Not very nice at all. They've said, Donald, you're like a big child. I am not like a big child. They said, how did you ever become president of the United States of America? Well, I beat Hillary Clinton because Hillary she got no stamina. I have got plenty of stamina. Every morning I have not just one, not two, not three, but 4 shredded wheat. I eat one, I put the other 3 on my head. It's fantastic. And of course, we got problems with China. Huge problems with China. Bigger problem than the wall. A lot of people said, Donald, have you forgot about the wall? We're going to build a wall. We are going to build a wall. And I will stop any of these Mexican people who do not do good things from coming to America. And I will stop them one by one by one. In fact, last week we stopped 2 illegal, not very nice Mexican carpet fitters. I said, security forces, how do you know they're Mexican carpet fitters? They said, because they kept on saying, andale, andale. That's a little joke. It didn't get a laugh. Where's my script writer? You're fired. I got to say one thing. We are going to do relations with other countries. We're going to do trade relations with antenna. I don't know where it is, but I know it exists because on the back of my radio, it says built-in antenna. But there's one guy which I want to do a lot of business with. Over in England, Boris Johansson. He's a great guy. I don't know if Boris is there. Boris, the thing with Boris, me and Boris, we've got a lot in common. Same hairdressers. Great. He's going for my sort of stuff. Boris, are you there?
Yeah, yes. Thank you so much, Donald, for that, whatever it was that you were saying. It's important that I bring to you the way in which we are giving information to you. Because we all know that things are changing on a daily basis. And I want to say this to you, that the government's message is crystal clear. They give you hope for the best, but expect the worst. That's one of our key messages. The roadmap, or Operation Gridlock, as I call it, is working. For instance, cars continue to do 3 weeks to the gallon. Swimming pools are open. Hurrah! However, there will not be any water in lanes 1, 3, or 5. What else can I tell you? There we go. Tandem parachuting, that's going to be allowed, obviously with some strings attached. And carry on supporting your local business. Remember, sales now on while shops last. And of course, continue to use face coverings. I said to Dominic Cummings, I said, you must wear a mask. He said, why COVID-19? I said, no, because you're ugly. So I thank you. Goodbye. And remember, stay alert.
Thank you, Boris, for that. Here we are. So, here we go. Now, I tell you what I think is going to happen. I think this terrible situation that we are faced with, it's going to mean the rise of the entrepreneur. Somebody like this man. Now, hopefully out there we have got some Only Fools and Horses fans. Big Only Fools and Horses fan. I don't know if we should have the tip for.
Oh, Christine, he who these wings Rodney. Rudders, where are you? I don't believe it, I do not believe it. No, where's Uncle Albert? I have not seen him around. Where is he? I don't believe it. Oh, there he is, over there. Uncle Albert, come here. You soppy old git. Yeah. Don't be all that shit. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember. If you did watch Only Fools and Horses, do you remember when Del Boy took Uncle Albert to Amsterdam, window shopping, and Uncle Albert, he gets lost and he ends up in the red light area. And this bloke comes out and says, "Hey, old timer, do you fancy super six? What flavours of soup?" That's not the worst of it, no. I'll tell you what the worst of it is, you know, right? One winter, right, I'm on the main road in the three-wheeler with Uncle Albert. I pass this lorry, and suddenly Uncle Albert winds the window down and starts shouting, "Here, you're losing your load! You're losing your load!" I said, "He's gritting, you plonker." Isn't that right, Borsey? I say, Adele boy, I was talking to Marlene the other day. She said, I wonder if Del Boy has any of those films that we used to enjoy watching. What, the Monty Pythons? If you do like Monty Python, then let's see if I can get you sing along with this one. And I won't know if you sing along, but hopefully you will. Here we go. This one goes something like this. Some things in love are bad, they can really make you mad. Other things just make you swear and curse. When you're chewing on a whistle, don't wumble, give a whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. Are you ready? And always look on the bright side of a life. Always look on the light side of a life. Do you know, that's such a great song. And if I had to look at the bright side of life, I would have to think of all the people. If I ever feel a bit down, and during this lockdown, a lot of people have turned to great British comedy, nostalgia comedy, to make them feel good. And I'm a big fan of nostalgia comedy, and I've got people lined up here which will be a little bit of jog down memory lane. The great Tommy Cooper. Now, to do Tommy, right, you've got to do a couple of things. You've got to obviously have your fez, then you've got to get your hair and you've got to squeeze it around, so like that. And then if you're standing up, you've got to get the feet right. And when you've done all that, then you've got to try get the voice. Thank you much, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to say this. I was addicted to doing the hokey cokey, but I turned myself around, and that's what it's all about. Turn myself around, and that's what's. I love Indian food. I do. I love it. I went to an Indian restaurant, my favorite Indian restaurant, and I said, do you deliver? He goes, no, we do chicken, lamb, and beef. But it's lovely food. Lovely food. He said, would you like a drink? I said, I have an orange. He said, still orange? I said, I haven't changed my mind. I went there, and I sat down for a meal. And I said, what's the soup today? This is what. I said, what's the soup today? He goes, the soup today is. I said, chicken. He goes, no, it's mushroom. I said, why do you make a noise like a chicken? He said, I can't make a noise like a mushroom. The great Tommy Cooper. And also, I was, I live here in Bognor Regis, but my original hometown was Maidenhead. And Maidenhead, that's where Ernie Wise of Morecambe and Wise lived. And so that was I remember this as a kid, watching the Morecambe and Wise Christmas special, and that became a huge fan of their program. And if I can get you sing along with this one, and it goes something like this. Here we go. Are we ready? Bring me. Here we go. Bring me sunshine in your smile. Bring me laughter all the while. In this world where we live, there should be more happiness, so much joy you can bring to each brand new bright tomorrow. Make me happy through the years. I'll never bring me no
no. Any tears? May your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Thank you. I'll turn this off. Now, I've not been feeling very well. No, I have not been feeling very well. I've had a bad leg. I walked into the doctor with my bad leg. The doctor said gout. I said, I've only just come in. He said, I'm going to give you a tablet called allopurinol, and you must take one of these tablets every day for the rest of your life. And he only gave me 3. True. Very true. Very true. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. What's the difference? What is the difference between an IKEA wardrobe and a Jehovah's Witness? You can shut the door on a Jehovah's Witness. Now, as you know, I came from Morecambe in Lancashire, which is how I got my name. And of course, when it comes to Lancashire, there's many famous people up there. In fact, my granddad, he was from Morecambe, and I love my granddad. It was a very sad day when my mother rang me up, said he's very poorly. Get round and see him with your 2 brothers. I got 2 brothers, middle brother, an older brother. And sure enough, we get there. And my nan has called the priest in to give the last rites. He's just got enough energy to recognise us. Oh, Eric. Oh, Eric, you're here. That is so good. Now, listen, I've not got long on this mortal call, but I've just got to say to you, I've left you 5 houses in Napier Road. And he said to my middle brother, and I've left you 7 houses in Kingston Park. And he said to my eldest brother, and you've been the eldest, I've left you the big Georgian mansion on top of the hill. And the priest turned to me and he said, I didn't realise that your granddad was a millionaire. I said, he's not. He's a window cleaner. Oh, window cleaner. Thank you. So, when it comes to Lancashire, I suppose a lot of you may have seen this man when you're actually in the services, because he did such a great thing, putting the spirit back into people and making them feel happy for a few moments. The great George Formby. And I've got my little ukulele here. And hopefully I'm going to get you to sing along with this one. I put a little bit of reverb on this one. Here we go. A little ditty, and it goes something like this. Sure, now nice again. I'm leaning on the lamp. Maybe you think I look a tramp, or you may think I'm hanging round to steal a car. But no, I'm not a crook, and if you think, hey, that's what I look, I'll tell you why I'm here and what my motives are. You ready? I'm leaning on the lamppost at the corner of the street in case a certain little lady comes by. Oh me, oh my, I hope the little lady comes by. I don't know if she gets away, she doesn't always get away, but anyhow I know that she'll try. Oh me, oh my, I hope the little lady comes by. There's no other girl I could wait for. This phone I break any day for. I won't have to ask what she's late for. She wouldn't leave me flat, she's not a girl like that. Oh, she's absolutely wonderful and marvellous and beautiful, and anyone can understand why. I'm leaning on the lamppost at the corner of the street in case a certain little lady comes by. Turn out nice again. Thank you very much. There we are, the wonderful George Formby. Of course, George would entertain for Ensign and go around to cheer all the troops up, and I love the military. I love anything to do with programs to do military. Dad's Army. I was a huge Dad's Army fan, and my favourites from Dad's Army. I wonder if you can guess who they were. I had a couple. Had a couple. Joe, Mr. Butcher, don't panic, Mr. Mary. Don't look it up, Mr. Mary. Don't panic. Used to love Fraser. Harry Mustang, man, ring your old doom, Mustang, man. But my favourites would have been Captain Marring and Wilson. And I always remember Captain Marring comes out on parade.
Now, pay attention, man. I say, Wilson, I never saw your camouflage practice. I know, I'm really rather good, aren't I? Really rather good. Thank you very much. So, I know the time's flying by. Time is flying by, and I was going to do an awful lot of things for you. Because my big thing is variety, and I think the strange thing is that a lot of old-time musical acts, they're still making the rounds. Ventriloquism, for instance. You know, and we there as a country, we've had lots of great ventriloquists. Ray Allen, Lord Charles. What are you doing? You're doing what? Do you know who I reckon would have been a great ventriloquist if he was still alive? The great Roy Orbison. Now, the reason I say that is when Roy Orbison used to sing, he never used to move his mouth, and I want to try and prove the point to you now. So this is Roy Orbison as a ventriloquist. I've got no music for this one. Okay, here we go. Right. Okay, one. Right. Roy Orbison as a ventriloquist. Only the lonely, another way I hear the night. Only the lonely, another feeling right. Thank you very much, Ali, for that. There we are. Well, I'm just looking at the time, and I suppose it's going to have to be. I'm going to check that. Yeah, we're going to have to finish things off because we've got a question and answer session. So I really look forward to speak to you, lovely, lovely people. Hopefully, you've had a little bit of a laugh, and I thought about what song to finish on. Now, I don't want to bring the mood down, but I'm sure either directly or indirectly, what we've been going through has affected an awful lot of us. And I didn't want to finish on Sweet Caroline because I don't think that's appropriate, because you can't reach hands, you can't touch or hold you together. So that's not going to happen. So I think I'm going to do a song which really, I love the words on this one. I'm going to get the ukulele out for this again. And this song was done by Joe Brown. And I know that Ray Winston, he's a big Joe Brown fan. I don't know if you ever saw Ray Winston. He was on Celebrity Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And Chris Tarrant says to him, "Okay, Ray, the £500,000 question. Do you want to play for £1 million? Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Okay, £1 million question coming up. Who was involved in the great train robbery? Was it A, Ronnie O'Sullivan? Was it B, Ronnie Corbett? Wonder who would be here. Was it C, Ronnie Barker? Fork handles. Or was it D, Ronald Bigg? Or Ronald Biggs? I'll take the money. What? I'll take the money. Okay, well, I'll have to respect your wish. You walk away with £500,000. Well, of course, tell you the correct answer. No need to tell me the correct answer. I knew what the answer was. But if you knew what the answer wasn't, why didn't you play for £1 million? Are you mad? Might be mad, but I'm not a grass. So I'm going to sign off with this one. Put a little bit of reverb on here, and hopefully you're going to sing along with this one. It's a beautiful song, and it goes something like this. Okay, yeah, here we go. Lonely days alone, twilight sings a song of the happiness that used to be. Soon my eyes will close, soon I'll find repose, and in dreams you're always near to me. I'll see you in my dreams, hold you in my dreams. Someone took
charms. Still I feel the thrill of your charms. Lips that once were mine, tender eyes that shine, they will light my way tonight. I'll see you in my dreams. Lips that once were mine, tender eyes that shine, they will light my way tonight. I'll see you in my dreams. They will light my lonely way tonight. I'll see you in my dreams. Thank you. Hello. Ah, there you are. Hello.
Hello.
Where then you came back in and it was
How are you? How was it? How is it performing to an invisible audience?
Well, I'm used to talking to myself. It's one of those things you do. But it is quite strange because you just you're talking to yourself in the screen.
Yeah, I can imagine. But good. Well, thank you so much. I thoroughly enjoyed that. So everybody, welcome to our Q&A section of the festival tonight. So so before we begin, I would like to welcome some of our members onto the screen. So hello to Eileen,
Hello, Eileen.
And Marcus.
Hello, Marcus. I saw you briefly before, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, did you all enjoy the show?
Loved
Thank
it.
you very much.
Good. Have you prepared some questions for the Q&A, guys? Well, I might kick us off then to begin with. So I'm going to ask you. So Chris, when did you discover you had this talent?
I don't know if people can relate to this, but when you're at school, they said, when you leave school, what do you want to be? And I wanted to be an actor. And so I went down that route and tried to get into acting, but that really wasn't meant to happen. So that just took me in a different route, which was being an impressionist and a voice actor. And so I used to work in a cinema, and when I used to see all the big screen actors, then I would just stand and watch and try and impersonate all these people. Michael Caine in Zulu, I thought was great casting, but then I started to write my own scripts, and so I just put a different take on things. So instead of in Zulu when they had Stanley Baker saying, "So tell me what's happening," I don't know. I just think that's a funny thing that he would say, because it's, he's good East End lad, wasn't he, Michael Caine, and he's playing the part of a British officer. That was wonderful. So that's really when I started, and I just always just carried on talking in different voices and working on different people.
Nice, thank you very much. So yeah, Eileen, how are you doing? How are you today?
Thank you. Yeah, it's lovely. It brought back loads of memories from my childhood listening to all them. I love Del Boy. I just love it. You could do your own full show.
He who does not like Del Boy, something wrong with him, isn't it? Something wrong with him, Christy.
Do you have a question, Eileen, for Chris?
You took my first one.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Who would you show your impressions to? Who would you ask their opinions of? Was it your family or your friends?
Well, I couldn't quite hear the question there, Eileen. Is there anyone in the family that are entertainers?
Yeah, when you do your impressions and you want feedback, who do you do it to? Your family?
Yeah, it's. I wanted to be an entertainer. I was the only one in the family who went down that route. So.
Oh, sorry, Chris. Can you hear me a bit better? The question was
I could hear you a little bit better than Eileen.
Yeah. So Eileen's question was when you were practicing and performing, who did you perform to? Was it family, friends, to get their opinion?
Oh, I beg your pardon, Eileen. Yeah, the mirror. The mirror. I know girls. They used to do with a hairbrush in front of the mirror, and for me, I used to do exactly the same thing, and I would just working different voices and trying to look like the people and try and stand like them and try and get the facial characteristics. It's like Dave Allen. If you're doing Dave Allen, then of course you've got to have the finger. You can't do Dave Allen without not having the finger. You know, the thing is, when you go on an airline, Ryanair, you got to pay for everything. Everything. On an airline, you got to pay for everything. You go on Ryanair, and they say, in the event of an emergency, an oxygen mask and a credit card machine will drop down in front of you. So you just try and look at all the little characteristics of it.
Thank you so much, Eileen. Marcus, how are you doing? Do you have a question?
Hello, Marcus.
Good. Chris, for me, what stood out is that your humor's quite intelligent, and it might go over some people's head.
Mark, just 1 minute. I've got a little bit of a problem with hearing my sound here. I've got a plan here. Let me just try and do this, so I might be able to hear everybody a little bit better.
Technical issue.
That's it. I can hear everybody. I can hear everybody perfectly now. Okay. Sorry, Mark. Say that question again to me.
I think your humour's quite intelligent, and it may go over a lot of people's head. I thought you were incredibly funny.
No, you were the one. You're the one. Thank you. Humour is one of these things. It's am I coming through there? Okay, Alex.
Yeah. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Humour is like one man's meat's another man's poison, and and especially now you have to be very, very careful with what people can get upset with. I've always kept away from that because I've always had a love of variety, and variety. I don't think you can upset people with some of the variety acts and people that I do. At the same time, people aren't children. They don't want a kid's entertainer, but they don't want somebody who's going to be upsetting. And I've always said this: if you go out to see an act, the last thing you want to do is be picked on. Or if you have your partner or your wife or your husband or boyfriend next door, you don't want them to be part of the show. So I think entertainment is there. It's meant to be to enjoy and entertain. If you like what people do, and that's great.
Nice. Okay. Did you have another question, Marcus, at all? Was that your question?
Yeah, I do. Chris, you're very authentic in the way you present people, and you talked about that earlier. I just wondered, how much time you spend on your scripts and how much time you spend on. I mean, Donald Trump was brilliant. I mean, you're so good that even if you don't speak, we know who you're doing. How much time do you spend on your script? How much time do you spend on getting the body language right?
Right. Well, my wife's my manager, and so she's from the northeast, and so she will actually tell me if something's right or wrong. Because in the northeast, they'll say, "Well, that's no good. You have to go back to your start again with that, son, because you're not going on stage doing something like that. It's rubbish, man." I've got Aunt Andy, you know. "Hello, so what do you think of this impression?" "Right, that's right. You think of this impression, Simon? Look, I'm sorry, but it's just not right." I'll give you the best example, Marcus. So if I'm for instance, okay, right. Let me say if the best would be Robert De Niro. Okay, so this is one which I worked on to try and look like De Niro. So, are you ready? And I'm going to do this one for you, Marcus. Hey, Mr. De Niro, can I have a word? Marcus. Marcus Lambeth. Marcus Lambeth. Also, my friend. Also, my friend. Marcus, can you hear me okay? 'Cause I'm over here in Vegas, you know. Not good, you know. Not good. Marcus.
Marcus, he's laughing so much he's dropped his phone.
I gotta talk to Marcus here. No, you're good. Where's your gun? Where's your gun? Where's your gun?
I think you might need to stop, Chris, so we can calm Marcus down.
Hey, Chris, I can't hear anything you're saying. I'm too busy laughing.
Marcus, now listen. Hold it together, my friend. Hold it together. I know you're good. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Here in Vegas, we love gambling, all right? Cards, that's a big thing, you know. It's a big thing. Now, I got from the casino, Marcus, I got some cards here, right? I wonder if you can see these. I got to try and get this in the camera shot. How can we do this? I might have to come back here a little bit. Okay.
Let's
just go here.
There you go.
There we are. Okay, Marcus. There we are. That's about right. I want you to look at these cards. I want you to pick one of these cards, Marcus. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
6 cards. Can you see all 6 cards? I want you to pick one of the cards.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this envelope, Marcus, right? I'm going to take this envelope. I'm going to put it in the envelope, okay? Remember the card. Remember the card, Marcus. Do not forget the card, okay?
No.
Okay. Now, Marcus, I can't see you, but I just want to ask you the question. What was the card that you chose, Marcus?
Jack of clubs.
The Jack of clubs. Now, watch this. Watch this. Your card's disappeared, Marcus. How about that? Disappeared. How did I do it? Forget about it.
That was amazing. Well done.
It's crazy going up the top there. I keep putting my glasses on. Here we go.
Thank you. Yeah, and I love seeing you laugh, Marcus. That was wonderful. That was lovely. Right. Well, thank you so much for that. Vidor, how are you doing? Do you have a question for Chris?
Hello, Vidor. How are you?
All right. Thanks, Chris. I enjoyed it all.
You're the one. Thank you very much. Very kind.
Yeah, well, you developed the talent very well, haven't you? I'm curious about one thing. Can I go and buy from experts a set of jokes? Does a professional get that off of experts in the field? Because I think I think one of those guys who's passed away now.
Yes.
He wrote
yeah.
a lot of his jokes, but he
Yes.
also got them.
Yeah. Eddie Braben was Morecambe and Wise scriptwriter, and he was a fruit and veg seller up in Liverpool, and he wrote for Ken Dodd. So these guys were literal script writers. Bob Hope, he had about 60 script writers, and so their job is to write and write and write scripts, write jokes, and then the script writer manager will come along and they'll pick out a few jokes here and a few jokes there, and so there are people who literally just write jokes. But what I do, I have to try and get the right material for the impression, which I find is I find that's the most rewarding thing, because all the time you're trying to find the right type of joke for the right person. I'll give you an example. If somebody said, people do say, "Can you do this person? Can you do that person?" So Alan Bennett, they'd watched. Have all you lovely people seen the film Lady in the Van?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Maggie Smith.
Yeah, Mac, that's the one. So this gentleman said to me, he said, "Me and wife, we just seen the film Lady in the Van. Can you do that, Alan Bennett?" So I thought, well, I'll give that a go. So there we go, Alan Bennett, just that type of voice, you see. And of course, people in some circles, they say Yorkshire people are very careful with their money, which I think is quite rude. In fact, I went to a local pub one time. They had a penny a pint from the ocean. I walked into the pub and there's all these fellas standing at the bar with all the pint glasses, but they were empty. Nobody was drinking. I said, "Why aren't you drinking? It's a penny a pint." And a voice came back and said, "Wait for happy hour." So you take a joke and then you try and make it funny. There we are. I've got. In case they see that figure keep appearing, that's my Lindy telling me what the time is, in case she knows I love talking too much.
That's okay. We could go over. It's all good. It's all good. We
to be an question. There are people that write jokes. As a script writer, you've got to think funny, and that's the other thing, is to try and get your own individual style. And from there, then that will hopefully make you a little bit different to other people.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you very much, Vidal.
That's good.
Thank you. And hi, Anne. How are you doing? Have you got any questions?
Hi, Christopher. I've really enjoyed that. And like Eileen, it brought back lots of memories, especially when you were singing "I'll See You in My Dreams," because that was one of my favourites. I love it. What I was going to ask you is there any impressionists that you actually admire and respect, that you really geared yourself on?
There are lots and lots of guys which were a huge influence for me. A lot of the guys today on Radio 2, there's an impressionist who just comes on and does amazing impressions. Terry Minot, his name is. But I suppose, I suppose when I was starting, Bob Monkhouse used to bring all these wonderful acts over and interview them. And one of those guys was Rich Little. And he was a Canadian impressionist, still going. He's 87. He's 87, and he's still working. But I used to be amazed that he would do, people like James Mason. "Excuse me, what are you doing?" I thought, that's brilliant. Jack Hawkins. Oh yes, what do I know about Lawrence for Baby? He would do Arthur. Arthur, what are you doing? I just found a car. Isn't that the funniest thing? And he was just doing all these people. I thought, that's amazing. So I used to have a little a mini, and I'd record it on the tape recorder, and I'll just listen to all these voices and stuff. But I suppose the guy who played Frank Gershon, he was if you remember in the 60s, Batman. He was the Riddler. He was a brilliant impressionist, and he would do people like Richard Burton, and certain people, I just love the sound of their voice. It's just wow, that's Morgan Freeman, for instance. His voice, that was, I suppose, the hardest impressionist I ever had to try and do, because Morgan always plays the part of God. And I always remember that Boris Johnson, he says, "Dear God, when is going to be the time that we are rid of this terrible COVID-19? And God, who's played by Morgan Freeman, said, well, that will be in the year 2024. And Boris says, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be around that long. At the same time, Donald Trump is saying, dear God, dear God. When is going to be the time that I have got the upper hand with China? And they realize that America is the greatest power in the world. And God said, well, that will be in the year 2027. And Donald said, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be around that long. At the same time, Kanye West says, hey, dear God, when is going to be the time that I'm president of the United States of America? And God turned around and said, do you know what? I don't think I'm going to be around that long.
You don't need the hair for Donald Trump. The voice.
It's lockdown hair.
Oh, well, thank you.
Is there anyone else in your family?
Which one to wear? There we are.
Is there anyone else in your family that do performing? Do you come from that background, or?
Not in my family. I'm the only one. I'm married to my Lindy over 36 years now, and she came from the northeast from a show business family. So she was working in her mum's act to start with when she was like 12 or 13. So and then she went on to big bands and played Buckingham Palace and round the world cruises and all sorts of stuff. So she knows the business inside out. And
so she keeps you in check. She can keep you in check then.
Well, she does. She does. You know, it's a bit like Ozzy and Sharon. Speaking of which, speaking of which, Age UK Lambeth, how you doing? Rock and roll, rock and roll. I've got some news for you. I've got some news. I've given up taking drugs. I rang up the drugs helpline. That's weird. Because when you ring up the drugs helpline, it says, if you want help in giving up taking drugs, press hash. And can I try something with you, Babs? Right? Can I try something with you, right? I'm going to put this here, right, like this. I don't know if it's going to stick. Hopefully it's going to stick, right? I'm going to stick it, right? I'm going to stick this up forward like that. Okay, right? And right. I've got my calculator here. I've got my calculator. I've got to try and get this right. Okay. Can you see me calculator?
Yeah, just about.
And give me just about. Let me see if I can do it any better. Well, area. Right. Okay. That's about right. And give me a year that's very special to you.
1950.
Right. Okay. 1950. There we are. 1950. Now, I really want to mix these up. You know, I really want to mix these up. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to times that, and I can't see you now, but give us give me 8 numbers. Give me 8 numbers. And I'll put them in.
Did you see it?
Right.
Hello. What did you say?
Does it have to be 8 numbers on there, right?
Just call out 8 numbers.
1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 or 7 was that? 11, right, just a bit, 11. Right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. 13.
Right, And then we're going to divide it to really mix them up here, really divide it, and give us five numbers to mix it up with.
Oh. 2,
2,
4,
4,
6,
6,
8,
8,
10.
10. Okay. All right. And that didn't work. You can tell it's flawed. You can tell it's flawed. I can't understand that, because we said 19. That was it. Right. I couldn't remember. Well, 1, 4. Yeah. Okay. We said times 1950. And then we times it by a big number, 2589, whatever, and then we divide it by another number. There we are. So I'll just put no numbers in. Yeah, and we've got a number there, right? 721529. So I just mixed them all up, and I had on my head, right, this number, 721529. That's what should have happened, you know, Anne.
Brilliant.
How did you do that?
That's what should have happened.
I can't clap you because I'm holding my phone.
That's why they put rubbers on the end of pencils, isn't it? Eh?
Oh, Ozzy, well, thank you. Well, we have had a question come in. Oh, is that your phone video?
It's all right. It doesn't matter.
Live TV. This is live TV. I've just muted you. Live TV. So we have had a question come in the comments, which is actually from my mum, Karen Mahoney. Hello, Karen Mahoney. She has asked, is there anyone you find really hard to impersonate?
Yes. Yes.
Asking the manager.
Yeah, Forrest Gump. That's the one we're trying at the moment.
Oh, I see.
Forrest Gump is a
Bloody nightmare.
it's we reckon it's very close to Catherine. What's her name? Catherine
Hepburn.
We reckon it's close to Catherine Hepburn. So you try and get a sound like, hello, my name's Catherine Hepburn. I remember when I was speaking to friends. Then you go, hello, my name is Forrest Gump. Now, you may not believe it. I've told you I could run as fast as the wind blows. And if I had to get anywhere, I was running. So that, but it's still not right. But we're that.
Well, it's okay for me.
Oh, bless you. Thank you very much.
That did sound pretty good. Yeah.
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
But also, I just want to say hi to some of our members in the comments as well. So hi, Jean. Jean said, well done, my social members. Thanks, Jean. And Jill Gregson's there as well. She said, it's lovely to see you laughing, Marcus. Hi, Jill. And also Carlos and Jan as well. Hi, guys. So, yeah, wonderful. So, well, thank you so much, guys. Has anyone, before we go,
Lots of fun with you lovely people.
It was good fun indeed, yeah.
Good. Has anyone got any urgent questions before we go that you want to ask Chris? Yeah? Oh, Marcus has got another one, yeah.
Chris, has your humour ever got you into trouble? Has your humour ever got you out of trouble?
Well, I also do comedy talks, comedy lectures, and I got in trouble one time because I do a talk about the Croft and Perry, Jimmy Perry, David Croft, who wrote Dad's Army, Heidi High. And I was giving this comedy talk, and I said, of course, Heidi High was set in a place called Warner's Dover Court. down in Harwich, and it really is if you have a look at it, they had to paint the flowers in the winter because it was all shot in the winter, and it was a real dump of a place. And so I finished the talk, and then this chap came up to me and goes, you're the chap doing the talk, were you? I said, yes. Yeah, right. So you said that Harwich was a right dump. I said, yeah, God, blimey, right old dump, mate. He goes, I'm actually the mayor of Harwich. He said, but you are right. It was really quite a dump. But what you may not know, young man, is that during the Second World War, following the terrible events of Kristallnacht in Germany, it was decided to try and get as many children out in Germany on what they call the Kindertransport. And so all the children that they could rescue from Germany, they were actually taken over to England, and where they were actually kept was in Dovercourt. And the mayor of Harwich, she said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to find out if there are any of these people still alive and bring them over. And there's a rabbi and his brother came over from New York. He goes, I don't believe this. Oh, look, number Shelley 13. That's where me and my brother stayed, and it's still there. So I don't know about getting out of trouble, but it was certainly in trouble when he said, I'm the mayor of Harwich.
Yes.
That's funny. Oh, so I actually have one more question. Have you met any of the celebrities you've ever impersonated, and have you shown them your impersonation?
Well, I was on Opportunity Knocks with Les Dawson, and Les Dawson was the most generous people, and so ever since then I became a huge Les Dawson fan. He gave me some great advice. He goes, now listen. He said, what you need to be able to do is have sincerity. It's sincerity. That's what you need, sincerity. And if you can fake that, you've got it made. So he was this wonderful, deeply misunderstood. He had a very, very deep love of writing, of words. He said to me, he said, just try and develop your own style. And Les Dawson's style came by mistake. He was drunk playing the piano one night, and everybody had ignored him night after night. And so instead of playing the piano, he just started to say, so, this joke and that joke and the other joke and stuff like that, So, if he was alive today, he would say things like, I had this Virgin Atlantic pilot. He was on furlough, turned it down to decorating. Came round, he did a lovely job on the landing. To be honest, I have met so many big stars when I was compere at Butlins in Bognor, and I remember one time I'd say, "Who's on next week?" And they said Johnny Cash. I said, "What, Johnny Cash tribute?" No, the Johnny Cash. I said, "You are joking." Wow. Yeah, and Johnny Cash, they'd managed. He was over for a UK tour, and Butlins in those days managed to secure an evening with Johnny Cash. And I sat in the wings, and I was like that, wow. Johnny, down.
Yeah, wow.
Nicest people, they're not big time.
Oh, Eileen, you've got a question?
How about the royal family, especially Prince Philip? He gets himself in trouble, doesn't he, with his...
This is something which I always had a problem with, and I say, Phil, put the car keys down, unless you're taking Andrew for a drive.
Oh, thank you so much, guys, and thank you, Chris. That was incredible. Thank you for your time. But
you're very welcome. And I wish you all the very, very best of the future. Hopefully, when all this dreadful thing's over, I can come and you can see that I've actually got a bottom half to me.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. That would be amazing if we could come watch a live show. That'd be so good.
Look forward to it.
Right. And just before we go, I wanted to ask a question to our members. And that question is, how is it being a MYsocial member? Marcus, would you like to start?
For me, it improved the quality of my life. My favourite session was Wednesday afternoons with you and Paul. I thought you and Paul were really amazing. And I used to Zoom 5 days a week. But after you and Paul corrupted me, I gave up the other sessions and just stuck to MYsocial ones.
Oh, thank you so much, Marcus. Well, I feel sorry for the other lot because we are benefited a lot from gaining you. So, and Eileen, how about you?
Very much the same. It's been great fun actually meeting people from all walks of life, and again, you and Paul, and the bingo. I just love the bingo online.
We do have a laugh at bingo. We do.
Yeah, we do.
You're very welcome. Vidor, how about you?
Well, I agree with Eileen and Marcus in that regard, and I like meeting people and chatting and all of that, and that's given me it's refreshing for me, and it's added so much richness to my every week. I've got to look forward to the meeting people and so on, and it's a life. It's very good. You can't get out, but you meet people in the Zoom and chat and this, and very good all around.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Lonely. I'm a lonely guy on my own, but I don't know the meaning of the word because of that.
Amazing.
So
thank you. And Anne, how about you?
Well, I really enjoyed MYsocial even before lockdown. I used to enjoy going to some of the events and that they put on, but it's just been a lifesaver, in all honesty with you, having the Zoom and just meeting everyone, because at the beginning of lockdown I felt lost because I'm someone who was used to going out a lot and doing things. So, but this has just been really so uplifting, and the variety of stuff you've put on has just been amazing. And of course, Alex, we can do nothing but praise you, darling. And Paul,
I'm not asking to praise myself.
No, but you could be. You've really kept us all together. You've made it enjoyable, and it's just been fantastic. And I just hope that we can continue zooming until we can all meet up.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet my mum. My mum lives on the Isle of Wight. And I said, Mum, I'm going to be able to come and see you now. So I said, can I just check where you're living? How I get to see you? He goes, well, my mum's Swiss. So she goes, yes, darling. He goes, when you get there, use your elbow, press the button, one door will open. You'll come to a second door. Use your elbow, press the button, the second door will open. You go down, turn right, and you come to the lift. You use your elbow and press the elevator, go up to the first floor, press your elbow for the first floor, and you come out the elevator, you'll see my door, and use your elbow and press the doorbell. I said, Mum, what sort of use your elbow to press the buttons? She goes, you're coming empty-handed?
That is amazing. Thank you. So what a way to end that. Thank you so much, guys. Right. Well, I'm going to pop you all backstage. I'll be backstage in a minute, and I'm just going to say bye to everybody. So see you very shortly, guys. 1 second.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Chris.
Bye, man.
Oh, well, there you go, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. That was our last ever digital festival. Thank you so much to Christopher G and Vidor, Marcus, Eileen and Anne for joining us. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for your kind words. That was so lovely to hear. And I'm so glad we can bring you joy during this time. So this is what we are here for. And thank you to all of you guys for tuning in. If you've been with us from the start of the festival, thank you so much. If you've just joined us this week, thank you. I have had such a fabulous time meeting so many talented artists and getting to interview them and share that with you as well. And I really hope this festival has brought you joy and entertained you throughout lockdown, because that was our goal. If you've missed any of our previous festivals, you can find them all in the video section of our Facebook page. But we are continuing our online event program on Zoom, as I said. And we are working on our transition back to live events at the moment, but when the time is right. And we always welcome new MySocial members. So if you fancy signing up, you can click the button at the top of our Facebook page that says sign up, or you can visit our website, www.mysocial.london. And I hope to see you on Zoom very, very soon. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.